Hello and welcome again to the Stouting Off Podcast, episode 57, if you can believe that. We're cruising for a bruising. But before we get started, would you like, subscribe, and share this podcast with people that you love? And that's in no particular order, by the way. You can subscribe, share, and then like. Share, like, and then subscribe. I don't care, but just do all three of them or else I'm going to be really cheesed off. Anyway, without much further ado, here's episode 57 of the Stouting Off Podcast. All right, unfreeze. That's a line from The Mask, one of Jim Carrey's big three comedies from the year 1994. You guys remember that scene?
Can't say I do.
No.
You don't? Okay. Well, that's Will. Welcome, Will. Jordan, do you remember that scene?
I don't.
Jim Carrey as The Mask is frozen on a bench after a police officer tells him to freeze. And he actually freezes with icicles like dangling from his nose and stuff. And he's like, put your hands up. And he's like, he's frozen. But you told me to freeze. All right, unfreeze. And that's how we're starting the episode, boys. That's it. Welcome. Come one, come all to the Stouting Off Podcast, episode 57. You know, there's a large Stouting Off contingent who's been here since episode 1. And this small group of people, they still text me, they still DM me about the podcast every episode, and I just want to say thank you. You guys know who you are, and love you, period. End of story. End of podcast, actually. That's it for episode 57.
See you guys.
Cue the music. Well, I'll tell you this. It's neighbor weather, and by that I mean it's warm out, and so here where I live in Tennessee, it's warm out. Everybody's outside all the time, walking around. My neighbor is outside working on his house because he got cited by the city for 5 different things he had to get in compliance with city ordinances, or else he was going to get fined $250 a day. So he's always out there repairing stuff because it looks like it's homeless and it's abandoned, but he still actually lives there.
Well, he's got to keep up with the historical guidelines with the city of Nashville / the state of Tennessee. Because after all, it is a historical site. So
that's right. A few episodes, Will pointed out that my neighbor's house looks like Abraham Lincoln's schoolhouse. So he's towing a couple of different lines. On one hand, he's got to keep up with the standards for historical buildings. On the other hand, he lives in a residential area. And sometimes I'm being facetious, but honestly, this guy's house, several people have come by in the past handful of weeks and been like, surely no one lives here, right? And I'm like, nope, he lives here. Trust me. So anyway, I'll be in my backyard practicing swinging my golf clubs or doing whatever. And he'll I love chatting with neighbors. I love small talk. But he'll just appear from out of nowhere. And I'll be doing something, my back turned to his fence, for example, swinging a golf club. And I'll just hear from the back, so you're swinging, you're practicing your golf swing, huh? I'm like, dude, firstly, that scared me. I just about jumped out of my skin. You can't just appear in a quiet backyard. Oh, and man.
Whoa.
He parachutes on top of you.
Yes.
He's parachuting from the sky.
Here I go. Wow, you're swinging a little aggressively on your backswing. Your shoulders are going too far.
Rick, when did you paint this bullseye in my backyard?
Can you paint this parachute for me real quick, Drew?
But for real, I'll get out of my car with in the walk from my front, my car to my front door is about 15 steps, not even 15 seconds. And somehow during that time, he finds a way to be like, and it's always like indirect. It's never like, hey, Drew, I wanted to show you something. It's always like, you just hear faintly, oh, can you believe that? Look, I'm having the hardest time getting, oh, hey, Drew. It's like, dude, he ropes me into every conversation. And then here we go. We're going to start talking about the most insignificant, minute details that don't matter whatsoever.
Sure.
And if you know me, you know that details, especially ones that don't bring any value, they make my head spin.
Mm-hmm.
And so he'll just go on about how, well, I thought about giving it 2 coats of paint, but then I decided to just do a thick coat of primer and 1 coat of paint because I thought I'm painting it white anyway. Are you bored yet? Because I have to stand there and listen for 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah. Because I want to be nice to my neighbor. He's a good neighbor.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
I have a neighbor right across the street, and he's almost made me get into car accidents, and I'll explain why. He refuses to not wave at me. What?
Multiple car accidents, by the way.
Multiple car accidents.
Not just one.
Not just one time. No, this is multiple times.
He refuses to not wave at you?
He refuses to not wave at me. And I think any other car. And I feel obliged to wave back because that's just how I operate, right? I'll
You're
wave
a nice
to people
guy,
who let
yeah.
me through, whatever. Yeah. But every time I'm passing his house and he's cutting the lawn in his cut off hoodie with the sleeves cut off and shorts, every single day, same thing, knee brace, cut off the sleeves on the hoodie, some sort of headband around his head. He's doing yard work. And every time that I pass his house or I pass him in the car, gotta wave. And there'll be a car coming and I'm having to try to get over. He waves at me. I have to wave back, dude.
It's a reflex.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. The wave is not worth it, but I have to continue to do it. So
you do.
And then my other neighbor, he is outside doing some sort of construction project, working on some sort of foundation house, something kind of windows. Say he's doing some kind of something out there every time, every single day.
An auctioneer, by the way. That was you just now. Auctioning off his services.
And we've got a neighbor here who will do siding, and he will mow your grass.
Foundation work, free. Going once,
going
for free.
He will do it. He will do it no matter what. He needs something to do. He has to do something always. Going for free. And it's so funny too because he's retired now, but he used to work. He's like a mechanic or something, right? So he used to work at some big mechanic place fixing stuff.
Mechanic store.
Mechanic.
Yeah.
He used to work at the big mechanic store downtown, and he would every day he would wear a blue jumpsuit, like Michael Myers, dude. So every day when he would come home from work, and now he's retired, so it's all the time. But every time he'd come home from work, and he'd take out the leaf blower and like leaf blow the entire city block, I'm pretty sure, or he'd be like pouring concrete or shoveling or doing something or replacing windows, and it's always wearing the blue jumpsuit, dude. So it's like Michael Myers unmasked doing yard work
being
outside
helpful.
of my house every day,
contributing to society for free.
This guy loves his suit.
dude.
I want to see him wearing the mask one time as like maybe face protect. Maybe he's weed whacking or something. He doesn't want anything to shoot up and hit him in the face.
Yes.
He wears a mask, a protective mask.
That's the one he picks instead of
Someone's playing
instead of
street
safety
hockey.
goggles or something. He goes and buys a Michael Myers mask.
Dude, I want him playing street hockey out with the kids.
Yes.
And he's the goalie.
Dude.
But not wearing a Jason mask in net. He's wearing a Michael Myers mask. It's
Yes.
just a total mind bender. You're like, I kind of get the reference, but it's kind of the wrong horror movie
He's wearing a
mask.
screen mask.
and somehow 100 mile per hour slap shot, it doesn't affect him at all bouncing off the mask. It's got the dexterity.
Yes. Hey, what's so funny about that guy, by the way, aside from his mask collection, by the sounds of it, is the fact that he's renting that place,
Rents
but
it.
he takes care of it. He builds stuff.
I've seen
he's
him
developing new. He's adding square footage to the place.
I've seen him replace windows. I've seen him pour a back like patio.
The gazebo thing.
The gazebo. He had I'm like, what is all this noise? Why is there a large truck pulling in right now?
Why is there an excavator out here at 5 a.m. and
Yes,
he's
dude.
in the driver's seat in a Michael Myers mask?
He's in the driver's seat.
He's playing hockey with the kids while the cement slab's being poured in the back.
He's the excavator driver. He's the bulldozer driver. he's the guy writing notes.
He's
in the
everything,
truck.
dude. He's a one-man show. Doesn't matter. I just moved the entire table.
What happened?
Different masks for all of those job functions, by the way.
Yes.
Scream
100%.
mask, Michael Myers, Jason mask.
They're all Halloween themed. He's like, oh, the Halloween USA had a clearance sale, so I figured I might as well pick up a few working masks for myself while I'm doing projects around the house, you know?
I always shop for my safety masks on November 1st, the day after Halloween.
Well,
So
you know,
when
the
stores
Michael
are
Myers mask has a blockage rate of dust and other particles of about 98%. So did that study, and yeah, I figured that was the best bang for my buck. Picked up at Ace Hardware, and yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, neighbors, man. They are, neighbors act up.
Dude.
Neighbors are characters because they're normal people, and man, normal people are characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say normal people, regular people. They're just everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we, the three of us, and about maybe 10 other people that I can think of, we're the normals, and everybody else is kind of...
Everybody else is out of their
Yeah.
rocker.
Everybody's out. Yeah, exactly. We're the only ones who are in on it. Actually, us three, the 10 people I'm thinking of, and then everybody who listens to this podcast,
True.
we're all the ones who get
Every
it.
subscriber.
Yeah.
Every subscriber. Suddenly our subscription numbers just skyrocket.
Yeah, if you have an
after this
incentive
episode. They're
to
like, no,
subscribe.
I'm normal. Trust me, I'm normal.
Otherwise, you're not safe. You're not safe, dude. You're not safe in the circle. But yeah, another weird thing that he does too, on top of wearing the Michael Myers outfit without the mask and replacing everything in a home that he does not own, is he has, I think he owns at least 2 cats, if not 3. And the guy that lives right above him, like in the top story, he owns at least 2 cats, if not 3. And
It looks like Chernobyl, dude. How Chernobyl's occupied only by cats now.
yes.
That's what that area looks like.
Yeah.
I've seen cats over there on your roof, your roof before, on your neighbor's roof.
Oh yeah,
hanging
all
out.
the time. There's a cat
Second
that just
story
hangs out.
roof.
It's like that cat. That cat is like the Batman of the neighborhood, just like looking over our parking lot solely on top of the roof all the time. And then every once in a while, I'll hear cats randomly fighting out in the street or in the back part, and it's scary. That is a scary sound.
It sounds
Oh, yeah.
violent. I've heard that
Yeah.
before. George, you know that sound.
Yeah, it's a bad sound.
Yeah, it's a
I
terrifying sound.
remember one time I was pulling into your house, or I don't know if I was pulling in or picking you up or whatever, but there was a cat laying in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I called you and I was like, hey, dude, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but there's a dead cat. And you're like, nah, the cat just sleeps there all the
Yeah,
time.
that's
Like,
Eli.
in the middle of the parking, in the middle of the driveway.
They aren't
Well, it's
scared
the
of anything.
gatekeeper. Again, it's the Batman of the neighborhood.
He's got
And
those.
I hate that you knew its name just now, Will. That annoys me for some
You
reason.
know, the
man.
only reason that I know it, the only reason is because of the neighbor I just spoke about, plus the other one upstairs. They do a couple of things to get the attention of their cats on a nightly basis.
I see. Yeah, they're calling all 10 of them.
The one that I just spoke of who wears the jumpsuit, Michael Myers, he every evening to wrangle the cats back in for dinner or just to get them inside or whatever. I'll
He
just
sings.
I'll just randomly hear.
That is irritating.
Who is clapping outside? And it's him. And then the guy who lives in the upstairs who's trying to wrangle his cats, he'll be pulling in. I'll hear his car. He'll be pulling into the driveway. And what he does to wrangle his cats is do this. I can hear him doing it out of his window as he's pulling in the driveway. So it's like...
to the sound of his car horn.
He drives a Tesla.
You didn't
and he-
know
he
this.
custom
Yeah,
programmed it.
Exactly. You didn't know this, but that's actually the sound of his horn when he applies pressure on the horn.
He just wanted to make it easy on himself.
He's like, listen,
long
I'm making
day.
this sound for 5 minutes a day, so I might as well. Highly customizable Tesla Model X.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm dealing with clapping and every night. And yeah, he calls the cats and stuff. And it's just one of them, a couple of times, I've left my door swung open while I'm carrying groceries, whatever, and they'll come upstairs. And then I'll try to get it.
comfortable.
Yeah, I'll just try to get it, and then it'll just run away, and it'll run deeper into my apartment, and then get under a bed and stuff. And then that's always cool, man. If you're a neighbor, you want your feral cats to go inside other people's homes and think they're going to be okay with it. That's all you want.
That's as a member of a community. That's all you
Functioning
want.
society, you want your feral animals running in other people's homes. You think that's okay?
That's on the cat owner manifesto right there. And
Yes.
always allow your cats to sprint into other members of the community around you.
Dude, I would be
their
so
homes.
mad if that happened to me, by the way.
I'd be cheesed off too. I think all three of us are allergic to cats, if I'm not mistaken, right? Are you
No.
allergic, Will? I think Jordan is.
I'm allergic to pollen.
So
I know
just
that.
me. Just me, dude. Cool. That's awesome.
I
I
might
love
be
it.
I just
allergic
don't
to
like
cats.
cats.
I haven't
I-
been
yeah,
around
yeah,
cats like enough consistently in my lifetime to know.
I don't
Have you ever-
understand cats. Like this guy, right?
I don't understand
He
cats
owns
either.
these cats.
Yeah. There's like two
They're
or three of them.
never at his house.
Yeah.
No, they're
Oh.
running around doing whatever.
And when they
During
are in his
business
house,
hours.
they're hiding.
Right.
What's the point?
What's the point of owning that animal? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm going to upset a lot of cat owners out there, but I don't
that's
care.
all right. I subscribe and co-sign to what you're saying. Jordan, I was thinking how when you said you pulled up to Will's house, and it was after Will talked about the cats fighting. When you pulled up to Will's house, I was imagining cats fighting, but you hearing a gunshot or something. Like cats doing, like somehow one of the cats got a gun. They got their paws on a gun.
There's a cat under arrest in my driveway with its paws behind its back.
All four?
Like car tires
sets of hands.
screeching off.
2 sets of handcuffs. Yes.
Car screeching away, and an eyewitness sees a cat
I heard a lot of
Operating-
fighting. It was a domestic dispute out
operating
there in the
steering
driveway.
wheel.
The police were cats too.
All I heard.
Yeah, the police were cats. The news people are cats. There's a whole camera crew.
Seeing a cat with a microphone just non-verbally just in front of a camera.
All of the eyewitnesses just like with their iPhones.
There's a whole cat city operating in my driveway. An entire society of cats exists out in my driveway. An entire functioning society.
I told you, dude, it's Chernobyl. It's only run by cats, man.
Yes.
If you've seen Chernobyl in modern day, since the chemical or whatever nuclear fallout post that huge explosion, there are thousands and thousands of cats per square foot. In fact, oh man, that is insanely stupid. Will, you talked about your allergies. You're not allergic to cats, but this time of year, pollen count is pretty high, and you're a big pollen guy, right?
Well, for anybody that's listening who doesn't live in Michigan, I implore you to visit, to move up here if you're considering taking a job up here or whatever, because this is the best time of year. And what I'm talking about is it's allergy season. It is pollen season in Michigan. Finally. I've been
Finally.
waiting since the end of May last year for this to come back around because there's the farmers markets every Saturday. There's pollen, vendors, and there's pollen, all sorts of pollen wine and all that stuff, and it's great and it's enjoyable. Unfortunately,
Pollen
I'm
honey.
allergic to it, and so what I do is from about May 1st and through May 30th, or let's even extend it to June 6th or so. I don't stop sneezing, and I take a couple inches off the bottom of my nose because just take those layers away.
yeah.
With Kleenex.
They're not necessary.
Yeah. So, no medication works. Nothing has worked for me yet. I am a standalone case in the allergy crowd of people, and so it's great. It's a lot of fun, man. I love this time of year. It goes by way too fast, every year, and
Don't
it sucks.
blink.
Yeah, don't blink. Seriously,
Don't blink.
capture every
Soak
moment.
it in, man. Yeah,
please
absolutely.
Please do.
You know,
So
I've long been envious of your of this time of year that you get to experience annually, and I just gotta say you're a blessed and highly favored young man.
that's
for getting
there's a
to
lot of
experience it.
things kind of trying to pull me away from the state, and I just say, what about pollen season?
Yeah,
What about pollen season? What am I
I
going to do?
know it's short, but it's really good.
It's going to be hard to pass that up. So
Yeah.
here I am.
I'll have to include a picture of the picture, a picture of the picture. In
Oh,
fact.
yeah.
No, I'll have to include the picture that you sent to Jordan and I this morning. It was a Kleenex box, I think,
Yeah.
and around it was several discarded tissues, and it was first thing in the morning too. Mm-hmm. You'd been sneezing for quite some time from the moment
I
your eyes
dreamt
opened.
about sneezing. I woke up sneezing. I went to bed sneezing.
Yeah. Autobiography coming forthcoming.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's called sneezing.
Sneeze.
That's the forward. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. It's really, really good. And then
Jordan.
I got a car wash the other day, and well, I told you I cleaned my windshield off this morning, and it was like I was brushing off lemonade off the front of my windshield. So that just tells you.
Lemonade.
Yep.
Powder.
Yeah.
Lemonade powder.
Yeah.
Country time. Lemonade, but we were going the same place. I'm glad we met there. Country time lemonade powder.
Yeah.
Was all over my truck.
Jordan, are you allergic to anything?
Sulfa.
Sulfur
Sulfa.
or sofas?
Sulfa. S-U-L-F-A, I think. Or P-H-A. One of the two.
Is that how people in New Jersey pronounce sulfur?
Yeah, what is that?
Sulfa? Sulfa is like the thing, like I don't know if it's a steroid, maybe?
Oh.
So it's like a medication?
Yeah, like
Okay.
Oh.
like
I was
something you get injected, I think,
the
in your
New
body.
New Jersey
sulfur.
Sulfa.
Oh, sulfa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's F8. Yeah,
Is it
you were
F8?
right the first time. That's short for sulfa methoxazole. Methoxazole. Sulfa methoxazole.
I get it now. Thank you for explaining that. I get it now.
You're welcome. It's
I get it now. I understand.
It's an antibiotic. Yeah.
Yeah, antibiotic.
Okay.
If you want to know how I know that I'm allergic to that, when I was younger, maybe 11 or 12, I had some sort of like, I don't know if it was like a rash or something, where I went to the doctor and I got a shot for it. Like, it's just as simple as that. And so, but it had sulfa in it, I guess. And the next morning, we were going to Detroit to go to the Tigers game with my family. The problem is that I woke up and like from the top of my forehead all the way around my right eye, it was shut.
No way.
Ooh.
Like my entire face
Swollen.
caved in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy. Man, I
So
wish
you
I
did-
had more to say about it than that.
No.
but that was
Well,
it.
I was just like thinking about. I was thinking about in the face the nerves that innervate certain parts of your face and different like neural pathways, and
Yeah.
I was just wondering like what the one around just like an eye.
Yeah, it was
ish
just
area
and it
is.
was my forehead too, but only half of it.
Interesting.
then- yeah, it was
there's
crazy.
there's a physiological and biological explanation for that,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it is.
Same.
So, any
I
doctors?
just wore
if
my
you-
mom's sunglasses that day. That's what I
Oh,
did.
dude.
Because I was
that
like, how am I
reminds me.
supposed to go to the Tigers game? She's like, just wear these. I was like, you're the best, Mom.
You have a great mom. We all have great moms.
Yeah.
I genuinely love all three of our moms.
Same.
They are good people. They should get
good
together
people.
sometime.
Yeah, and have to start a podcast.
Yeah.
Momcast is what they call it.
Mom
They
kiss.
just
Momming
talk about
off.
raising three wily young boys. Jordan and Will, when I was in high school, 10th grade year, during this time of my life, speaking of allergies, I was highly allergic to poison ivy.
Ooh.
And I lived kind of backed up to woods, so I would frequently come in contact with urushiol oil, which is, of course, the oil in poison ivy that causes allergic reaction. And by the way that you guys poured that bourbon just now looked like a synchronized bourbon pouring team. It was the exact same. It looked like a mirror image, like there was a mirror between you guys, and there just one person was doing it, and it was reflecting. It looked like I applied a filter. Anyway, the guys, if you're
literally-
listening to the podcast, the boys are, they poured a couple of pours of some type of whiskey, and they sit next to each other, and it looked like a mirror image when both of their bottles were pouring just now. Holy mackerel.
That's
Never
great.
seen anything like
The
that.
issue is I poured myself about 8 ounces of whiskey on accident.
Yeah,
just now.
that looks like a
hefty.
heavy
a big
pour,
pour.
dude.
Yeah, it's heavy.
That's okay.
It's probably 3 ounces. It's all good.
Oops.
It's fine.
Anyway,
So I got poison ivy, and I think it was at band camp or sometime shortly after that. And then the following week was like school pictures, and I happened to get it like on my like eyelid, and it made my eye swell up and kind of mostly close.
Huh.
And I wore sunglasses, and they were actually my mom's sunglasses to, it wasn't school pictures actually. It was like just picking up your schedule before school and like registering and stuff.
Yeah.
And I went there and the person who was checking me in was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "It's Andrew Stoutenberg." "Okay, what grade are you in?" 10th grade. "Okay." And it pulled up like a picture on their thing. And he's like, he was trying to be funny, but it was like a police officer, "Take your glasses off." And I'm like, oh, dang it. So I took my glasses off and I had a freaking huge puffy eye. And then in that moment I had to explain, yeah, I was just wearing my mom's sunglasses because, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But still remember it because
I
still
was just
traumatic,
wearing my
because
mom's
still
sunglasses
embarrassing.
because I've got this thing, and you made me take them off because you're a jerk.
Because
and
you're
you were
trying to be funny in front of the... Yeah.
So,
I could say his name on here. I still remember it. He was in my grade. He was a volunteer, suck up, and ran the whole like student activities thing. Seems to be doing well now. We're friends on Facebook, but still got that little bit of offense in my heart, which I have to release him from ultimately. So
you don't have to.
maybe
It's yours to
another
keep.
year or so.
Yours to keep. Take it home.
Yeah. I earned that. I earned that offense.
Yeah.
One time I got poison ivy 6 times in 1 year.
I've never gotten it. 6 times in
It's
1
so
year.
itchy.
Yep. It's crazy, man. The same house a few episodes ago, we were talking about the raccoons, things like that, and all that situation. That house like backed up to a ton of woods, and I liked to do like landscaping back there and like maintain it really well. And I got it 6 times.
Oh,
I had
heavens to
all of the
Murgatroyd.
scrubs, like all of the soaps, like all of the stuff to get rid of it pretty quickly. But it's no joke because poison ivy is like when you scratch it, it itches more.
Yeah.
It doesn't,
Yeah.
you never get relief from the itch. It only itches more. And then
but
causes it to spread.
But during the scratch, dude, that scratch
Ecstasy.
is like, it's
Oh.
pure
Ecstasy.
pleasure.
Oh, for sure.
Like when you're digging in on like a big rash and you're just going to work on this thing, dude, it's pleasure.
It is.
Yeah. You fellow rashers out there, please.
Yeah, any
like,
fellow
subscribe,
rashers, I don't care.
comment.
Any kind of rash, poison ivy, smallpox, chicken
pox.
pox, any pox, for the most part, any pox.
If you've ever been inside of an iron lung, if you've been contained in an iron lung, and if from 1918 to 1920, please let us know in the comments
Actually,
below.
speaking of that generation of the iron lung, something I wanted to bring up that I saw today at the YMCA, where I go to try to get in shape and stuff. There's a guy, when you check in there and you go into the wellness center, they give you like a antibacterial spray and a little towel.
Nice.
And this particular person was a senior citizen, our grandparents' age probably. This guy was probably in his high 70s, bare minimum,
Yeah.
probably 80s. And I walked by him in the wellness center. He had already been established and he had already been doing stuff in there. And he was blowing his nose into it. And I thought to myself, that's such a that generation thing to do.
Yeah.
Because that's the generation that carried handkerchiefs,
Sure.
dude.
Yeah.
Embroidered.
They would blow their names blow their names, dude. When you said embroidered, I was like, oh, they...
Jeff.
They'd blow their nose
Blow
into
their
their
nose.
handkerchief, and then their name
Roger.
would be embroidered on it.
Andrew.
And a beautiful stitching
simple.
in red with yellow outline would be the name Andrew. But you have to
blow their
sneeze in
names
the
into
name.
this thing somehow. I didn't know how they did. It would be embroidered.
That's great.
You have to sneeze your name into the handkerchief, and then that's when it works.
You pull it out and it's in cursive.
Well,
Andrew.
that saves me a trip to the store.
I saw something really crazy at the gym today. You want to know what it was?
I would love to.
First of all, there's this guy that's always there. He's in like a motorized wheelchair. And respect, totally.
Yeah, totally.
Respect.
I really respect people without all the capabilities that you or I or any of the three of us or any of the 10 people that I was talking about earlier from the people who get it. But
yeah,
I always really, really, really respect when people who it's just a little bit harder for them to get active, get moving, get going when they are at the gym or at least or even just bare minimum, just trying to improve their life. I
sure.
really admire that.
Yeah. And this
Because
guy's like fit. He's like
Dude,
fit, and he's
that's so cool.
You know, he's bald and he's fit, and he's
that-
extremely nice.
I was going to say, sorry to interrupt, but that is always convicting to me. It's challenging to me because it's like, yo, if this person who has a physical challenge that they can't walk or do whatever, or this person has this particular issue and this person does this, and they're all like trying to improve their life, it makes me look at myself. What excuse do you have?
For sure. Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's what I was going to say. So I'm going to get to this. So like
Pollen.
the wheelchair guy's always there. I see him all the time. His pollen. So like I see this guy often, right? Well, today I'm on the Stairmaster, going 15 minutes on the stairs, and I look over. There's another guy. He wheels in. He's in a non-motorized wheelchair with no legs. And he gets himself out of his wheelchair, and he's on the ground, like just basically walking with his hands.
Yeah.
And he gets into, I actually don't know what it's called, but it looks like a bike, but you use your hands.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Whatever that is. So he gets into that, but he lifts himself up into the chair. No assistance whatsoever.
Yep.
I'm walking on the stairs at this point. All I'm saying is that like I went extra hard in the gym today because I'm
For
like,
that
if
guy.
that freaking guy had legs, he'd be doing what I need to be doing right now. You know what I mean?
So true. Dude, if that guy heard this podcast, he would be like, I'm glad I could like challenge you to kind of go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was probably fitter than I was, you know? Like,
Yeah.
this dude's on it. But yeah, that was a crazy thing to see in the gym today.
Yeah, man. That's a thing. I just hugely admire people with limitations in any given capacity, and they have the courage to just show up and still put in work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even talking just about the gym. Like,
Right.
It's just I sometimes think if I had been born that way, or I had been subject to those circumstances, like I would have been
Depressed.
I don't exactly.
Yeah,
I
me
would.
too.
I would not like. I don't always have the mental toughness to just be like, you know what? These are the freaking cards that have been dealt to me, and I'm just gonna make the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My day can be thrown off by pollen, dude. My day can be thrown off by my neighbor talking to me for 30 seconds too long.
Right.
That's like so soft and so inconsequential compared to what a lot of people have to deal with. So
It's a good lesson for all of us.
so
a good
true. It's
reminder.
perspective, man. Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you're listening to this podcast and you're in that category, I freaking respect you. We all respect you. And
Same.
like, man, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
You're an inspiration. You're a model, and you're an example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
I've also seen people on the opposite spectrum who are fully within, right, they have no disability or anything that at least I'm aware of from
Sure.
the surface, come in and abuse the gym equipment in ways I've never seen before. I remember walking into a Planet Fitness years ago. And
Love the purple gym, by the way.
Yeah,
Genuinely do.
dude, $10 down, $10 a month. $0 down, $10, whatever their slogan is, man. Whatever their slogan is, do it.
$10
$10
down, $0
$10
a
is
month.
involved somehow, whether it's you pay it up front or you pay it monthly or there's nothing. It may be free. I don't know. I could be paying for
There's
nothing.
still a $10 involved.
But there's
somehow.
$10 involved. Make sure you got your $10 ready. That's all I'm saying.
When you terminate the membership, that's when you pay the $10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Free until then.
Yes.
$10 due upon termination.
That's actually a good motivator is to have somebody pay for their gym termination instead of making them pay for the gym membership.
You're like, wow, I only had to. I went
If
for
I
3
quit-
years, and all I had to pay was $10.
If I quit, I got to pay $500.
True, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's $0 per month.
Yeah.
So everybody signs up.
And no one quits because it's like, I'm not going to quit. I'm just not going to show up anymore.
So then you
The
try to
gym
force
shuts
them to
down.
quit. You try to get them out of there. You try to force them to quit.
Yes.
You stupid moron. What are you
Idiot.
doing with
What are
those?
you
That's not how you
doing
lift
here,
a
dude?
dumbbell. What are
That's
these
not a
clothes on
dumbbell.
you? What are these clothes you're wearing? Yeah, but I've seen a guy who's been on the treadmill, 2 treadmills away from me, who, there's like the little heart monitor bar
Yeah.
right there. yanking on it back and forth with every step. I mean, literally gyrating his entire body.
For
going
Like on
back
the
and forth.
elliptical?
No, on the treadmill.
Yeah, just to get a heart rate read. But
Does
what?
He's not
Pushing
doing it
and
for a
pulling
heart
with
rate read. He's just doing it to the beat of the music he's listening to or something. But his entire body is jostling as
Makes
he's
me
grabbing
mad.
onto it.
Man,
I've recorded
wait.
a little bit of it.
Was he running or was he walking?
He was walking, like a sort of not
on an
super
incline?
not super fast pace, maybe a little bit of an incline. Nothing strenuous, nothing
he
crazy.
was trying to look cool. That's it.
But he was just like grappling the heart read monitor and just
no kidding.
flailing back and forth, like his hair was all over the place. Like, what is
You're like,
going
dude,
on?
you're walking at 1.5 miles an
Yes.
hour.
Are you trying to energize yourself? You're trying to energize people around you? What are you doing? What music you listen to? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I wonder what he's listening to.
He's got to be
Dude.
lightheaded or disoriented after
Sinatra?
that.
There was a guy
Sinatra.
There was a guy named Gary at the downtown YMCA in Nashville. And he would come in every day wearing the same thing. I was
Love
there
that.
like a little earlier, right, than you? Like I
Oh,
went
yeah.
earlier
I
in
would
the
go at
morning.
end of day and you would go at beginning of day.
Beginning, yeah. Short blue shorts, white tank top, white headband, and like, because I don't know the name, Beats by Dre. Like the
Cool.
headphones. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Big can looking
Big
headphones.
can headphones. He would be on either the Stairmaster or a treadmill, but like he'd be walking along, and then all of a sudden he would like break out into this crazy dance, dude. This
Really?
crazy dance, and he would
While
like
staying
whip it,
on the...
while staying on beat, and like his head's whipping around, and then that would end, and he'd go back to walking.
That's tight.
And he kept, dude, he would do it for like an hour.
Wow.
I need to go early and meet this man.
Yeah, Gary.
Be
He
like,
goes to
"Are
the
you
steam
Gary?"
room after his workout. Kind of on the same
Duly
schedule, but different dances. You know.
Respect. Yeah, Gary, he's a model citizen for all it sounds like.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's the gym segment. We always bring up the gym. We always bring
Dude,
up
the
Kroger.
gym
We always bring up the
segment.
gym. We
Even though I
always bring
don't
up
go to the
neighbors.
gym.
But you
That was
know
a
the
deep
gym, dude.
segment. That was more than just a gym segment. with
Oh,
our-
1,000%.
with our
Yeah,
friends.
dude, it was characters.
Yeah, it was characters. It was character building.
life lessons,
It was life lessons. It was perspective.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
motivational,
yeah, man.
if I must say.
This so this episode is going to be aired on tomorrow's my birthday, May 31st. So today's the date on which we're going to post this episode is May 30th.
Wow, you scared me there. Did he scare you?
A little bit
Yeah.
for a second, but then I realized
Don't be
what he was
scared.
doing.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's May 30th. We just got back from the golf trip yesterday. Okay. My birthday's tomorrow. And there is still 1 week to get the Stouting Off merch. The Pit Boss merch.
Yes.
I'll grab all of the shirts. Not just one, dude.
It's
I'm going to grab
wonderful fitting Gildan.
Oh, isn't it nice?
Great looking. You're going to get questions on it. Obviously, whoever buys these, you're going to know how to answer it. You're going to know how to answer every question that's
Yeah.
posed to you. Because I had so many people looking at my shirt, wondering what it said. Not a single one asked me a question because they probably thought that it was real.
Yes, the Pit Boss National Draft.
Yeah.
Dude,
And-
Mon loves the shirt.
It's a special shirt.
She stole it from me.
if you yeah, exactly. Wives love it, girlfriends love it. I mean, you
Good
could wear it to the
stocking
gym,
stuffer.
you could wear it to mow the lawn, you could wear it to do maintenance on the property around
Wear
you
it to
like
Boneyard Barbecue.
like Michael Myers. You could wear it
Yep.
to Boneyard Barbecue if there's one nearby.
You could wear it to bed.
You could wear it to bed, you could wear it to Tibet, you could wear it
You could wear it to Tibet.
you could wear it to bed in Tibet. You could wear it to
bed in
bed
Tibet.
and then to bed in Tibet. To
Wear it
bet
to
in.
bed and to bet.
To go to a casino and bet. Oh, this is how listener, watcher, viewer, are you starting to learn just what it's like in our little ecosystem? This is what we do.
This is
we
our
riff.
nook. This is our nook.
This is our nook, and it's our cranny between you, me, and the fence post. I was curious. Either of you guys watch Ozark? I just finished season 4, the finale of the whole series. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I've been watching.
I've
lately.
never seen it.
You haven't?
No.
And Will, you're into it?
He's an idiot. That's why I don't hang out with him. But
yeah. You only
Yeah.
hang out with him here. Just
Sweet.
right, yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
Awesome.
It doesn't matter. Anything you say, it doesn't matter to me.
Because
What you
Ozark.
watch means more than anything. Yeah.
That's who you are as a person, and if you don't identify with the shows I watch and the content I watch, you are less person than me.
It's simple. You are less person.
Yes.
I've heard good. For what it's worth, I've heard great things about it. I think Ben, our friend Ben Daig, likes it.
Sure.
I've
Yeah.
heard good things, but I heard it's also like sort of not gory, but like pretty high in
Intensity.
intensity.
it's
Monica
intense.
doesn't like that stuff, so
Fair.
unfortunately, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to get back to your shows that you and Mon watch together, but I want to talk about Ozark as well. Without any spoilers, Will, did you finish
Yes.
the series?
Yes.
Were you content with the end of the series?
No.
You were discontent, or were you neutral?
I wasn't.
It's literally like just overly detailed for
There
a
was-
TV show to be
there was-
asking like this.
There was no emotion in his no. Like, were you content?
No.
No. Not
Right. It wasn't like, no, dude. In fact, I wanted
It
to.
was like a serial killer level of no that I just said.
It was
And I'm
just
sorry.
sociopath. No, dude.
Sociopathic no I just gave.
Were you content? No.
No. Yeah. No, I've been watching the show since the beginning. I wasn't one of the people who I can't watch it till it's all done so that I can binge it.
I don't get that, by the way.
I don't
So
understand
dumb.
it. Hey, this form of technology only started to happen within the last few years. So the way that we used to watch
Yeah.
shows was it would come on once a week, and that's
Once
how
a
you
week,
watch it.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't record it either,
gives
so
you
that's
something
cool.
to look forward
dude.
to, and I understand that and sympathize
And reason
with it.
6.
And number 7, are we on 8 or 7? Okay, that was a reason as well. What I just said, that's 10, 11. So no, I love that show, as most people did in the continental United States. And
Yeah, not Hawaii
not
or
Hawaii
Alaska,
or
though.
Alaska. And I'm
No,
just
no,
gonna
no,
say
they
that
hated
right
it.
now, not there.
They hated it.
Puerto
Yeah, it was
Rico
horrible.
Puerto Rico was on. They towed the line, but
Territories were questionable.
Territories
Yeah.
were questionable at best. And so, no, I really did love the show. High intensity, a lot of stuff going on. Was I super content with how it ended? No, I'd like people to make up their own minds, and I don't want to go into any spoilers, like we said. But
Sure.
the end happened, and I was just like, the stuff that led up to it was climactic and stuff, but the very ending was not. It was good, but it wasn't how I expected it to end. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Can I ask a question?
I would agree with that. Yeah, go ahead.
You're giving away. You're spoiling stuff.
I didn't
He's not
spoil a
saying
thing, dude.
one single
Expiration date has
solitary
not
thing
happened
about-
on what I just said at all.
No.
If
Like
I was
spoiled milk.
watching the show from season 1, I'd be pissed at that statement
Why?
that it was
He-
climactic until the end.
This man's personal opinion was that he didn't particularly like the ending.
Which was
So,
reason 9.
I'm attacking.
Which was reason 9.
I'm
if you
attacking him.
No, I
I'm going
like
to
that.
Stone him.
I like that you took
go, dude.
the opposite
Yeah.
position.
All I'm saying.
Because if we agree on everything, that's boring, dude. Hey, did your
I have a
table just
question.
rock? Is that what I'm saying? Okay, yeah.
The table rocked.
This table rocks.
I was trying to think of a song.
This table rocks.
Bam, bam, down, bam, bam,
I want to
down.
rock.
What is
This
the
table.
intensity level compared to, let's say, Breaking Bad?
Similar.
It's
Similar?
If you
it's
watched
similar.
Breaking
It's a
Bad,
degree less.
yeah,
A degree
Well,
less than
I
Breaking
don't-
Bad?
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
I
about
think
that.
so. Now, granted, let me state my case. I watched Breaking Bad during COVID lockdown in 2020.
Oh, nice.
And I still haven't finished the last 3 episodes. I don't know. I ran out of gas. I don't know what to tell you.
No.
I ran out of steam.
Best.
The last 3 episodes, dude.
But
The
now
last 3
it's been
episodes
2
are the
years.
best. Yeah.
Now it's been 2 years. So if I want to watch it back, I have to
You gotta
watch
go back
probably
to the
that whole
season.
season.
Yeah.
Yes. I cannot
So,
believe you
can't
stopped
do
at the
that.
last 3 episodes. How
Yeah.
many episodes did you watch up until that point?
That's
How
going
many?
to be
per season?
5 seasons, right?
10,
That's gonna
15
be
episodes per
40
season.
to 50 episodes. Yeah.
And you stopped at the last 3.
Yeah. I ran out
And
of
that makes
steam,
sense to
dude.
you in your head?
We're out to get each other
It's
tonight.
beginning to.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Let's be-
We're out to get
we're-
each other tonight.
Yeah.
I'm done with it.
I'm gonna get
every
you
one
guys,
of you,
dude.
which includes 2 of
I'm
you.
I'm
preparing.
gonna get
I'm,
you
pre-
guys.
I'm preparing cases right now
Yeah.
upstairs in my dome, dude. You guys are getting.
Monica went on a when we were dating, she went on a Europe trip with like a bunch of people. I think it was like, I don't know, 20, 30 people, maybe 15. I don't know. She did this sweet thing. While she was gone, I was sick. I was like sick. It worked perfectly. But I watched Breaking Bad in its entirety in that time that she was
in
gone.
one sitting. Wow.
In one sitting.
Somehow he
I had
fit it
bed
in a
sores.
24-hour.
I watched it for 73 hours that week. Yeah, but no, it was I watched it all the way through.
What? Let me ask you this, because this might be an interesting topic to go on. Growing up, let's say you're between the ages of 6 to 10 years old. What are you watching?
6
I'll
to
go
10,
first.
that's big range.
I'll go first. 6 to 10. Give me 12. 6 to 12.
6 to 12. That's your
So
night shift.
I liked for what was on like Cartoon Network when I was a kid was like the classic cartoons, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and then toward 10 and 12 is when Disney Channel really started to rise to prominence.
Yeah.
Disney Channel original movies, the famous Jet Jackson, Lizzie McGuire, Boy Meets World, obviously way before that. TGIF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
On
TGIF
basic cable,
was a
on basic,
staple.
Channel
6
7.
to 12.
I do that before I went to Taekwondo on Saturdays.
Saved
6
by the
to
Bell. I
12
love
for me
Taekwondo.
would be
Yeah.
Wow.
6. Man, that's hard. Rugrats probably at 6.
Okay.
Rugrats, like Face on Nickelodeon, whatever that was.
Starger.
You know what I'm
Rugrats
saying?
backwards.
Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
Face.
Nick Jr.
What?
Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues. Like that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Little Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Into the 12s, it was probably Rocket Power. Big Rocket Power guy.
Good show.
Of a Rocket
Low-key
Power guy.
slammer of a show.
Oh,
good
for sure.
show.
Johnny Tsunami on Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Brink.
Any extreme sport. That's what I was into for sure. I was skateboarded from like 10 to 25. So like
That's tight. I love that
Big part of
that
my
piece
life.
of your story. I love that
Yeah.
piece of that facet of you as a person.
You got to watch the Tony Hawk.
I haven't watched
Doc.
it yet. I have to.
Yeah, you got to watch that.
Yeah, I heard it's just great.
Is that streaming somewhere?
Yeah, I think it's on HBO. I think.
Ooh, canceled after I watch. I got HBO Max for the Hillsong documentary. Watched it in 3 parts, and then I was done with it after that. Should I re-get it for Tony Hawk?
I think verify that it's there.
I'm pretty sure. I'll verify
Is
after.
it HBO?
Yeah,
I'll verify after.
HBO seems so like
Tell us on
confined
episode
for
50.
that.
7? Yeah,
58.
58.
Yeah,
This is 57. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, HBO.
HBO.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Well, I'm
We
not
gotta
getting the
get it.
channel.
yeah, but that was me. But also like TGIF, like my entire family would sit down in the living room with like you remember like man, that's nostalgic for me. Like going down a freezer aisle and seeing my mom would always pick out something Stouffer's. Like some
the
sort
French
of
bread
pasta.
pizzas,
French bread pizzas.
And we'd get the freaking thing
Yes,
with
dude.
the
Getting
penguin.
angry.
What's
Getting
the kids plate with the penguin?
It
And
had the penguin
brownie?
on it,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
piping hot applesauce.
You had to microwave everything
the
together.
The brownie was like volcanic. It was like volcanic
Yeah.
ash from Pompeii
Yeah.
that had molded around the outside lip.
Yep.
And it was molded forever. You could
It
not
would
scrape
crust
it out.
onto
Yep.
it.
Whatever was baked into there was baked forever.
And it tasted like chicken.
There was a brown. Yeah.
The brownie tasted like chicken.
Kid cuisine.
Kid cuisine. That's it.
There was the brownie.
It had the black penguin, right? The black and white penguin.
It was
Yeah,
molded
Because
in there.
penguins are black and white.
You had a side of corn, probably. Something like that. Dude, yeah, that just flooded back some memories.
Yeah, dude, that's a thing for sure.
For me, we never had cable growing up, ever. So I was secluded to 6 channels, roughly. And here's what was on my docket.
C-SPAN.
From 10 to 12, there might be Maury. There might be Sally, Jesse, Raphael. There might be Ellen Show. There might be the Golden Girls. The news.
Yeah.
I would watch a little bit.
Big
a little
news
bit of the
guys?
big news guy, and then back to Maury. And the only break in that thing that I would get sometimes, late at night, late night TV, I think was really where I honed in.
Yeah.
During the day, it was a waste. If I was home from school or if it was a Saturday morning, the TGIF lineup was phenomenal.
Yeah.
For me. But during the day, it was just like if I'm homesick from school, I'm stealing one of my sister's VHS tapes and I'm watching That Thing You Do, or I'm watching whatever.
Ace Ventura,
bootleg or something like that. But at night is really where I honed in. So it'd be like Drew Carey show. It'd be SNL on Saturday nights. Mad TV.
whose line is it
Mad
anyway?
TV, yeah.
Mad TV, dude. Mad TV does not get enough props where props are due, I think.
Is it still a thing? Are they still making
it hasn't been a thing for many, many moons.
Fair, that's what
Dude,
I thought.
when I would
But-
stay home from school, the only thing because if I stayed home from school, that means I'm watching what my mom's watching.
Yes, which would be punishment for me.
Dr.
If
Phil.
I'm
It's Dr. Phil and it's Oprah and it's Ellen.
Yeah.
Those three, like
Daytime talk show TV is what I grew up on.
or Days of Our Lives. Like the soap operas.
not the soap operas, dude. I'll come fully clean with this. I got kind of sucked into a Dr. Phil rabbit hole on YouTube last week, dude. I watched about 4 or 5 10-minute segments on his YouTube channel about different things. Dude, I love Dr.
Was
Phil.
it sweet?
Phil McGraw. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
was
not
fully-
saying anything bad about it, but if I were to hear his voice, I'd flip back to 12 years old staying home from school.
Did you ever
Listen,
do
Jordan.
prank calls? Yeah. Did you ever do prank calls with the Dr. Phil soundboard? I became a master of that.
No.
I became a master of the Dr. Phil soundboard for prank calls and Miss Cleo.
Dude,
I was an expert
remember
with
when
both,
soundboards got really familiar. This was like 2004?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a hair before even.
It could be.
Yeah, those were the days,
There-
man. You
there
pick
were-
up the phone and prank call somebody. And
There was a stretch of comedic artistry going on back then that I think is unmatched today.
1,000%. 100%.
The ingenuity that we had to come up with to prank somebody or whatever was still a little bit archaic.
Yeah.
But we found a way to do it
We did.
through
We were the
soundboards,
pioneers.
through the evolving internet. Listeners,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we found ways to do it.
The listeners get it because more likely than not, they are a part of our wave, our generation.
We'll say our age range is between 10 and 12 years old. Listeners, right now,
Yeah.
you have to understand, back then,
Picture yourself in a scenario where you didn't
Pre-iPhone.
know what was going to come on TV.
yes, exactly.
Dude, think about 10 and 12-year-olds now, though. Like, if
They're
they're
all
on a
digital.
soundboard,
10 and
I can't
12-year-olds
think about
today
They
are
just
all
Google
digital.
it.
They're purely digital.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of what it would be like to be 10 or 12.
I think
Yeah,
my
it's insane.
nephews... I
They
think
don't-
my nephew's around that age. I'm really bad at, like, ages and years and stuff, but
Is your nephew
he's so cool.
is he a QR
Way
code?
cooler than me. You know?
Is he a QR code?
Is he a QR code?
Is your nephew a QR
He
code you
is
got to
a
scan?
walking QR code, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
Hi, nephew.
Their
I'll take a
vernacular,
picture.
like everything in their vocabulary, like
And they're good at
everything
video
is
games.
So cool.
Your young nephew is good at video games.
He is, yeah. He is.
My nephew just turned 14, and I don't know how he did that,
Yeah.
but I'm still trying to figure it out. But I don't understand any of it.
Yeah, it's a different life. It's a different generation, and honestly, it's a different world in which they've grown up.
Yeah.
A decent percentage of their life, 20 to 40%, has been COVID, COVID or post COVID. So it's wild.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. I had a little anecdote that I wanted to share, and this is a good segue. I felt we're talking about feeling out. Well, not we, but primarily me. I felt very out of place with the younger generation. A few years ago, I was in Hershey, Pennsylvania, of all places, for work.
Chocolate capital of the world.
Yes, it surely is. And I was in that area for some sort of car show or something. I had to work, and I had a day to myself, pretty much. I said, well, Hershey, Pennsylvania is not too far away, so I'm going to go check that out. Go see the Hershey factory, maybe get some dinner down that way, because it's all built up. It's like a whole city block
made of chocolate
that rots every day, and then they got to replace it.
You've seen Willy Wonka, right? It's that.
Yeah. Listeners between 10 and 12 years old, Willy Wonka was a man who took children on a tour. Anyway,
chocolate
factory.
Factory.
I go to Hershey, right? And I go to the factory. Now, here's what I'm expecting, because this is just the person that I am. I expect everything to be in my realm, on my time, in my specificity. I expect it to be like a historical take through, and then they give me. It's like when we go to the Bourbon Trail. It's like they show you the nuts and bolts of everything. They show you how it's made, what it's made from, where it comes from.
Yeah.
Every step of the process, and then at the end, they let you sample how it comes, off the still, and how it is, aged in a barrel for this amount of time, right? So I'm going to the Hershey factory expecting the same sort of thing, like the Bourbon Trail would be. Here's how we make a Hershey bar from start to finish.
Yeah, that would be fascinating to see.
Yeah, here's how it starts without anything added. That's what I was expecting, right? I go to the Hershey factory, and Maroon 5 is playing at the stadium next door, by the way, so I can hear every word of every song that they're playing.
Kind of sick.
Weird. So go sick, though. Jordan, I'll give you the sick. So
kind of sick, sucked. Sick, sucked.
So
I'll yield to sick on that one.
So I go inside this place, right? I booked a tour and everything. I walk inside, and it could not be more of a sea of just purely kids under the age of 10.
Oh, it's like Legoland or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, my nephews, my brother, like in his family with my two nephews, they live out there, and they go there.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
probably bumped into my nephews, man.
It's literally, it's like its own little city right there, Hershey, PA. They have tons of restaurants and bars and
Dutch Wonderlands over there.
They have a theme park and everything. So yeah, I walk in, and it's like nothing but kids under 10, and I get into the line for my tour, and again, I'm in a sea of children that are all supervised, right?
Yeah.
So it's like for every 10 kids, there's one adult, and I'm one of those adults without any kids. And so I wait in line for forever, and we're zigzagging around, and finally I get up to the point where you take the tour, and the tour that you take is on a little, like a roller coaster or trolley system. It's not a walkthrough tour of a factory like I was expecting, with samplings and goggles and whatever else.
Sure.
I get down to the point where you have to hop on said roller coaster or whatever you want, trolley thing, and it's this rotating platform, this rotating circle, and the trolleys are coming around, and people are piling on as people are getting off. So because of this complex system that Hershey has developed, they have to have a rep down there who guides people to the specific trolleys. And they go, how many are in your party? Okay, 4. All right, you go to that one.
Yeah, you go to this
one.
All
right, 6. Okay, go there. Okay, 2 with an infant. All right, you go on that one. And I get down there, and they're like, okay, how many in your party? I go, it's just me. And they go, what?
They call the cops. They call the cops at that point.
It's just me.
He pulls an alarm. He pulls a little, siren alarm.
Like he
thing
wanted to say something, but he couldn't. It's just me.
Middle-aged man alone alarm that they pull.
Arrest this man.
Yeah.
Middle-aged man alone alarm.
It's this rotating platform. She's trying to figure out for me where to go. So I'm walking backwards basically on the platform. I'm like walking with her. I'm like, where should I go? You know, treading my feet and stuff. And then she's like, all right, just go in that one over there. So I sit in the front of the thing, and then a couple sits behind me, and it's just us three. And we're walking, or we're going through this Hershey tour, and it's animatronic cows and puppets and all sorts of stuff that I did not expect. I'm like, this taught me nothing about the experience or the production process.
The history of the company.
Nothing. This taught me nothing because I felt like a child.
It was just a theme park.
Yeah. And it's so funny, too, because they take your picture while you're going through it. And I looked at it's just me sitting in the front seat with a couple behind me in a trolley.
It was my life goal to make it here at the age of 28.
I couldn't have felt more sad if I had tried in that scenario. It was,
Hey, I might be able to one up you on that one. I went to a company. I used to work for this company. I was in human resources, and I supported a lot of different manufacturing plants for this company. I went down to one of our plants in Cleveland, Georgia, very remote rural area, and after leaving, I looked up the street and I saw what appeared to be some kind of attraction, a place that people go to. And as I pulled in closer, it was the Cabbage Patch Doll factory.
Whoa.
And they gave a lot of tours. And I went there at the time I was about 30.
mm-hmm.
I went there as a 29 or 30-year-old guy to the Cabbage Patch Doll factory. And I walk in, they check you in as though it's a triage. Like they act as though it's a maternity ward where Cabbage Patch dolls are being born. I go there and they check, who are you here to see? I'm like, what's the answer? I don't have a client or a relative who's giving birth to a baby. So I go through this, man. It's like a maternity ward of all. And I'm walking through there, and then it takes me to the end of this tour by myself. I'm with a bunch of people, and where the Cabbage Patch babies are born, it's this big magical tree, and I'm standing around watching this animatronic Chuck E. Cheese type robot thing, this tree sing, and Cabbage Patch babies are popping out of it and stuff. I'm looking around. I'm the only adult in the room, obviously without at least one or two kids. I'm in a polo and probably these chinos actually, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing with my life?
I couldn't have been more confused about my life. Yeah,
it was a wake-up call for sure. And so I said from that day forward, I gotta just never go to places where where kids and their families primarily want to go, unless I have kids of my own or nephews or whatever. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, right. Felt weird, was cool, was still weird. And so I'm getting ready to button up the episode. Remember, I always end the episode like it's a voicemail and I'm wrapping up the call.
It's a Teams meeting.
It's a Teams meeting. And so it wouldn't be a Teams meeting without me asking, do either of you guys have anything to add before I button things up?
Got any questions? No.
No questions.
I'll follow up.
Now?
Yeah, I'll schedule something for.
Yeah, would you send me the
Wednesday.
meeting minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be great. Jordan?
No.
The way I just said Jordan just now was Jord''N, no A in there. And
Jordan.
And so Jordan, and Will, as well as most importantly, the listeners, the viewers, we love you. Episode 57 of the Stouting Off podcast in the books. We'll catch you next time, guys. See you later.